Hello student, welcome to our physics discussion, that is physics in a smart way. In our last video on current electricity, we were discussing on Kirchhoff's laws, especially Kirchhoff's second law, that is KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. And at the last or at the conclusion of that video, I had pointed out that whenever you are taking an idea, you are discussing something, say meaningful, you must also discuss, you must also consider the pros and cons of it. So if you have gone through my last video on current electricity or Kirchhoff's voltage law, if you go through the pros, as I told you before, then the biggest point in support of Kirchhoff's current law, KVL, is that it is a fundamental rule. There is nothing before it. And whenever nothing works, that works for you. And that point, I think, is sufficient to stamp a very big positive in support of KVL. If you take the other aspect, that is cons or the things which are not user-friendly so far as KVL is concerned, you know, that is tedious. That is tedious. Sorry. Okay, a long line you have to write. Many pluses and minuses are there. If by mistake one sign we get wrong, then the entire thing is gone, entire thing becomes wrong. So the thing is like this. The thing is like this. Second point will be that can be used for a closed circuit only, for a closed path or a closed circuit only. Deliberately, if you are given an open path, then you cannot use the idea or KVL. It may be fundamental or whatever, but you cannot use it. So these are very strong points against KVL, but we cannot dispense with it. We cannot throw it into dustbin and pick up another, because it's a fundamental rule. But the thing is that, scope is that we can modify on it. You can modify on it. Okay, so far as the tedious procedure is there, I'll be giving you something later on. But I am going to the second point, which is main one. KVL can be directly used for a closed path only. If our path is open, then what to do? Solution is there. Ideas are there, which can be utilized to our benefit to have a meaningful and correct solution. Okay, so the idea that we are considering is Kirchhoff's open path voltage equation. Kirchhoff's open path voltage equation. And to directly demonstrate the idea, I have taken an electrical circuit which will be helping us to establish our principle, and at the same time, the methodology, how to work out or how to work with Kirchhoff's law if the path is open or under these circumstances. So I get a circuit where 2, 3 batteries are there, 2, 3 cells are there, marked as E1, E2, E3, several resistances are there, and mind it, the circuit is not the complete circuit. We see a current marked as 3 ampere that is coming from point A. That means A must be connected to something else which is not shown to us. Maybe the circuit is too vast, only a certain portion is scissored off, certain portion of a circuit is shown to us, other portions are kept in dark because current cannot jump in from nowhere. How am I current nahi aa sakta? We do know all those things. So thereby, A must be connected to something, but we do not know what lies to the left of point A or position A. Similarly, B must be connected to something, C must be connected to something, because we see the current in most of the paths. And everybody knows current flows in a closed path. If the path is not closed, then current or electrons which make up the current flow, they won't flow. So the circuit is closed. Circuit must be closed, but we are only shown a certain portion of it to deliberately increase our degree of difficulty. And that such situations happen, you encounter during our entrance exam, and maybe somewhere teacher may be trying to hoodwink you in a board exam. So that is the way. And our question is find the potential difference. Find the potential difference. I am writing in short at P.D. Find the potential difference in between A and B of the circuit, positions A and B of the circuit. So basically, the question asks us to find out VA minus VB. If somebody writes in short, so that is the question, and A is this end of the picture that is shown to us, and B is the other end. A to B is not a branch. A to B is not a branch because O is intervening. But in current electricity, if the position is on the circuit, anything can be asked. Anything can be asked. And we have been asked this question. So once you get hold of the question, get hold of the diagram, the first process, or the first step that we must do is to complete KCL or Kirchhoff's current law then and there. Without writing an extra equation, you must complete the Kirchhoff's first law or Kirchhoff's current law then and there. And that is very easy and task. And how we have to complete KCL? My point is, you show the currents in all the branches. You show the current in all the branches. If the currents can be practically found out, the realistic value, then it's okay. Otherwise, you have to assume. Okay. In this case, we know the circuit consists of 3 branches, as you can clearly see. One is branch AO or OA, whatever you say. Other is OB, and third is OC. The question gives us the value of current in the path or in the branch from A to O, that is 3 ampere. Again, the question gives us the value of the current from C to O, and we know that is marked in red, that is 1 ampere. Only thing that remains is the current in the branch OB, and that you can establish within a second using our common sense. If 3 ampere current is coming in and 1 ampere current is coming in, so everybody knows, our common sense says the current in this branch must be 4 ampere. Joint O is only a distribution point. I think you are convinced. it is okay with you. 3 ampere current is coming from A to O, 1 ampere current is going from C to O. So combinedly, they must become 4 ampere and they go from O to B. So now we can see the current in every branch is established AO, OB, and OC or CO, whatever you say. After you establish the current in all the branches or complete KCL, as we have pointed out, then your second job is to fill up the circuit with proper plus and minus signs. We know that precaution, okay, we had discussed in my last video. Because you are a beginner, that is the most possible chance. So it will be easy, or it will be rather error-free, that will avoid errors if you fill up the circuit by proper plus minus signs. And when you say plus minus signs, the high potential and comparatively low potential point. Because the current 3 ampere is going like this, you know, for resistance R1, this is high potential, that is low potential. For the battery, high and low potential points or terminals, they do not depend upon the value of the current. They do not depend upon the direction of current. For resistance R2, that is plus minus like this. If I go in the path OB, then R3, the current is flowing from left to right, then that is plus minus. For the battery, that is minus plus. Then we end at B. One path that remains is OC. You can, if you like, you can mark it with proper plus minus signs. Or if you like, you can avoid it, because the question doesn't deal with or doesn't involve with the branch OC. Okay, that hardly takes some seconds. So let us fill it up. As because the current is going from C to O, the resistance R5, this end is plus, that end is minus. For this battery E3, this is minus, that is plus. And the for resistance R4, you know, this is plus, that is minus. Our job is over. That takes hardly 5 to 10 seconds to completely fill up the circuit. And this is comparatively a large circuit that we are dealing with, but maximum 5 to 10 seconds. Once the circuit is over, then you must consider, because the question asks us the potential difference between A and B, you must consider an electrical path which starts from A and ends at B. But don't take my words otherwise. You can also start from B and end at A. You know, our job is to find out BA minus BB. If by chance somebody finds out BB minus BA, making it left side right, we can find out BA minus B. So from A to B, we have to find an electrical path. And already you know, electricity or electrostatics, or the electricity which is connected to electrostatics, they are all conservative processes. They are all conservative systems. So any path you find out, your answer of BA minus BB won't change, because in a conservative system or conservative process, work, in our words, potential difference is independent of the path. You know it very well. You know it since the time of our class 11th, that is work, power, energy discussions. Okay, I'll be uploading a video in support of that on some later date, but soon. So in this case, we got no choice, but only one path is available, that is AOB, or a student might take BOA, anything. So we write or we state, considering the potential differences, in short, I am writing PD along the path, AOB. AOB, that is our heading. That is our heading. Okay. Considering the potential difference along the path. Yes, now our heading is there. Now we have to think on what we are going to write. What we are going to write. Our writing cannot be completely in the traditional KVL way. KVL or Kirchhoff's voltage law, it considers a closed path anywhere on the circuit that we are requiring, starts counting the potential gains and losses, potential drops, which come in the form of gains and losses, and ultimately, after putting in all the gains and losses on the right hand side, that puts a big zero, because you have started to the same point, you have come back to the same point from where you have started. The loss or gain of potential will be equal to zero. That is in conversant with conservation of energy, which says work done in a closed path or in a closed loop is always equal to zero in a conservative system, or the field where conservative forces they play. But here that will be slightly different. 90% of our equation will be along KVL, except starting and finishing points potential. The thing is like this, we have to make it easier. You may compare potential with money. You may compare potential with profit or something like that. Doesn't matter. Initially, let us consider a small issue in our day-to-day life. Initially, I got 100 rupees. My friend number one takes away 60 from it. I give him 50. Friend number two, somehow he contributes 30. Friend number three, he or she takes away 10 rupees. Then how much money I'll be having at the end? That is already written. You just make it equal. On the right hand side, you have to write nothing else, only the residual amount remaining. I think you got it. Initially, I started with the money that I was having. A friend takes away 60, because takes away loss of money. I put it by a minus sign. Another person contributes 30 rupees. Contribution to my fund is positive. Another person takes away 10, that is minus 10. So how much money I'll be having at the end is directly given by this expression. That is final money. If you delete the word money and put in the word potential, then our equation will be ready. Then our equation will be there. At this stage, I would ask you to pause the video for a minute or two, think on that, and then go on or proceed. But let me remove this first. We require some clear space. So we go for that. We go in for writing the equation. Consider an imaginary charge. An imaginary charge. And mind it, it is not necessary that charge will be moving in the same direction as your current. That may be or may not be, doesn't matter. That's not bother us a bit, because the charge is imaginary. Okay? So when the charge is starting from A, and the charge is to move along the path AOB, the path that we have intended it to follow. When the charge is starting from A, till the time that moves out, it is at a, so the potential that the charge will be having, that is the potential of A. Now the charge starts to move. The first potential drop that encounters is while passing through resistance R1. You know Ohm's law is there. The potential drop will be I into R, current into resistance. And because the charge is going from plus to minus sign, it's a loss. That will be 3 into 2. Okay. Then encounters the battery after passing through R1, again going from plus to minus. When that goes from plus to minus, that's again a loss for us. So that will be minus 6. Again, it now comes to resistance R2. The current in the path AO, branch AO is 3 and resistance is 1. And the charge goes from plus to minus. So plus to minus means it's a loss, that is minus. The current is 3, resistance is 1. That will be like this. Now the charge comes to point O, but we won't allow it to sit because our endpoint is B. We kick the charge and command it to proceed. Now that moves along OB. When that moves along OB, you know, the first potential loss or gain the charge encounters is when going through R3 and charge goes from plus to minus. Plus to minus means it's a loss. It's a loss. Kitna loss hoga? Resistance into current, that is 3 into 4. Okay, or 4 into 3, whatever you write. Then the charge comes across the battery, goes from minus to plus. That's a gain for us. We put in by a plus sign. How much gain? That is the battery potential. That is E2, which is given as 4 volt. That is like this. We put in 4. Then the charge doesn't encounter any other potential difference, ends at B. Because the charge is now at B, its potential must be VB. So whatever you have written, that must be equal to the potential at the point B. Think of the potential in terms of money and the equation will become very easy for you. Okay, just like the equation I had written a few moments back, a few minutes back. Okay, you like to pause the video and think on the equation, start to write on your copy and see whether we are logical or not. From this, next step will be our BA minus BB will be equal to plus, that is 23, and that must be volts. Okay. As a practice, I am taking another path. Let us say the potential difference between or in between C and O is asked. Maybe VO minus BC or maybe BC minus VO. So if I consider the path, again we try to put in the idea for the equation, how to write the equation for the path OC. Because you have mentioned the path OC, I got a lack of space here, but you should write considering the potential difference along the path AOB, just like we are written. I am writing the last words, considering potential difference along the path OC. So once you have mentioned OC, starting point is O and ending point is C. So we again consider our imaginary charge. The imaginary charge starts from O and goes to C. Okay. So because imaginary charge starts from O, our equation starting point of the charge is O, the charge must be starting with the potential VO. Then that goes through the resistance R4. The current in this path is 1 ampere. Going to resistance R4, you know the charge is going from a minus to plus potential. So that's a gain of potential. That is 2 into 1. Resistance is 2, current is 1. Then the charge goes to the battery E3. And the charge goes from plus to minus. Plus to minus means it's a loss. Kitna loss hoga? How much is the loss? That is the battery EMF. That is 2 volt, minus 2. Then the charge encounters resistance R5 and it has to go from a minus to plus to get to the point C. So when the charge is going from minus to plus, we know that's a gain of potential. So plus resistance is 3 and current is 1. The last point is C. So whatever you have written must be the potential of the last point. So that implies our VO minus BC must be minus 3 volt. I think you are clear on the issues. So that is the way you must deal, you must modify the original Kirchhoff's voltage law to deal with a circuit where the circuit is not closed. Even if the circuit is having capacitors, the circuit can be dealt with in the old way, just like everything. Only difference is that whenever the current is passing through a resistance, we put potential difference as I into R. Whenever we go from one plate of a capacitor to other plate, the potential difference is the charge stored in the capacitor by its capacitance. Delta V equal to your Q by C. That thing you have to put in and the circuit is complete. Of course, if it's a DC circuit, then no current is to flow. Your path will be easy. Number of terms you have to deal with will be easy. And you can write the Kirchhoff's voltage law for other situations where circuit is not closed, just like this. After completing this procedure, again we consider the pros and cons. Pros bolne se, if you say pro, then you know the equation is bit powerful. It can deal with a closed circuit and open circuit as well. We know if you apply this idea to a closed circuit, then absolutely no harm is done. You are starting from A and you'll be ending at A if the circuit is closed. So we start with BA and the ending term on the right hand side will be BA. BA will be cancelling out. Then whatever that remains will be the old KVL. So you can apply it for any circuit, closed or open, doesn't matter. The thing is like that. But we have not come out of the or escaped from the tediousness of writing KVL. Equation is still tedious. You have to write the terms. And just like original KVL, if a single sign goes wrong, then the whole equation will be wrong. Okay? And how to avoid that? In some upcoming videos, we shall be considering some procedures which are very close to Kirchhoff's law, but they give us liberty of cross-check, they give us liberty of dealing with a circuit more powerfully. So that's all for today. In my next video, you will be getting all those things. Thank you for your viewing. If you are satisfied, if you got some benefit, then please like, please subscribe and share it among your friends. End कर दिली दे